of a shock to you was it to not make the tournament? All the success you've had here.
It was a shock. It was hard. There's no way I could sit there at the end of the season and say I knew that this was coming. Just wasn't prepared for the bats. And with a young team, it just didn't fit into our style. And obviously the chemistry fell apart a little bit, and we didn't do a good enough job coaching. And so, you know, when the wheels fell off, it was trying to put them back on one at a time. And we did get that momentum. You know, we did play well in the tournament. We were one swing away from playing in the championship game. And I promise you the team in the other dugout does not want to play Louisville on championship day. There's no way you're definitely rooting for the other team to come out. I mean, there's just no way you want to play us because our kids are prepared to play well in the tournament. But it was hard. I mean, it was hard. But you know, at the end of the day, you look back and it's healthy, and you take it for what it's worth. It's life. Curveballs come, storms come. We say it to our kids all the time. But you know, as coaches, you know, sometimes we just have our blinders on. We know what the vision is. I'm looking at the back wall, and I'm looking at a picture of us playing in Omaha, and the kids are reminded of that. The fans are reminded of that, and so. But when it happens, you have to deal with it. So, you know, hopefully maybe as a young coach, I'm better off for the next 5, 10, 20 years. But I don't want to go through that again. You know, it wasn't a lot of fun at times.
Does it kind of? I mean, not that you're not energized, but does it kind of re-energize you? I mean, you talked about some of the changes.
I mean, you know, the energy bus. I mean, you talk about energy, and there was some energy in this room on Memorial Day. I mean, there was energy throughout the summer. Every day when you look at the internet to see how your guy pitched the night before, how he played, there was phone calls that were made, text messages sent. There was trips to the Cape Cod League and the New England League and to see our players play and spend time with them and sit down with them. And so there was a lot of energy, you know, coming right from this room and right out into the community after that Memorial Day meeting. And so hopefully that energy has better prepared us for this season.
What was that meeting like? I mean, was it part like anger?
Yeah. It wasn't a positive, happy-go meeting. You know, it was a very frustrating, disappointing meeting. But I'm sure the kids were just as angry as I was. I mean, you know, especially the older players. You know, Ryan Wright didn't get to go out a champion career and go down as one of the great players to play here. But you hate to send players off like that. And that was hard. And so, you know, but there was a message in the meeting, you know, that life goes on and let's win the day. You know, one of our big text messages over the summer and throughout the fall was always win the day. When you wake up this morning, let's win this day. Whatever we have to do to win it. So that's why guys were going to the weight room at 6 a.m. so they could go back later in the afternoon. We wanted guys, when their head hit the pillow at night, to have a high self-esteem about themselves and feel good like, I won this day. And it's not just between the lines and in the weight room. I think it's everything. I think it's how they treat their family members and their friends and spiritually where they're at and, you know, what goals they have set for them. You know, we want them to accomplish in the classroom. You know, we had the highest team GPA of the fall that we've ever had since I've been here, you know, which is impressive because freshmen in the fall, that's a tough semester academically. And for us to do as well as we did in the classroom, that was a great accomplishment for those kids. I was really proud of them for that.
The energy is clear with you. I can see it just kind of grabbing your hands and bouncing up and down. It's easy to say that to a team, but they are 18, 19-year-old kids. How impressive has it been to see them take that and run with it like you have?
Yeah, they have to live it. They have to be the ones to do it, you know. And I say fortunately or unfortunately, you know, I don't get to strike anybody out or I don't get to hit or run the bases. Those guys have to do it. You know, they have to be the ones that want to do it. As I tell kids all the time, you know, this is your window of opportunity. You know, I don't wear the rings often and they're nice on my desk, but, you know, hopefully I get to coach for 5 or 10 or 20 more years and rack up many more rings. But for a player, that window of opportunity, the junior college kid gets 1 or 2 years. The high school kid gets 3 or 4 years. And you want them to be Jeff Arnold. You want them to dog pop. You want them to take rings with them. You want them to have memories that will last a lifetime. So that's why I let them pick the goals this year, because it's not about me. It's not about what I want. It's about what you guys want. Deep down, what do you want to achieve as a team, individually, and as a program? And so, to this point, we feel good, because we're not making them go early mornings to the weight room. We're not making them go extra. We're not making them go to the hack shack to hit more or do things to help them become a better player. They want to do it. We encourage it. We motivate them, but they want to do it. And I think if Eric Hammer sat here, our strength coach, he would tell you, because you can't fool a strength coach. I tell you, you can't go to the weight room and fool a strength coach. I mean, they really have such a pulse as to how hard you're working and how much better you want to get. That's what you can see. And he would sit here and he tells me, he says, Dan, and this group has really pushed the boundary. Even when they could have been tired and they could have made excuses, they have really worked to be the best athlete that they could be. And so, to this point, we feel great. The real test will be, when storms come. How do you handle it? And storms are good. Storms are healthy. Maybe the team that won 50 games didn't face enough storms and lost in the regional final in extra innings. The thing that we've really preached a lot is the compound effect. And the 07 team was the epitome of the compound effect. That sometimes you don't see the results until the end. And the 07 team didn't win the regular season and didn't win the conference tournament and got an at-large bid to the regionals, and they jumped up and down like little kids in a candy store when they were selected to play. But the compound effect showed itself in that postseason, and their success all came at the end. And so hopefully we embrace the storms, and we're better off for them. And you don't want them to be long storms. You want them to be short ones, quick ones. You want to be able to get out of them quickly. But hopefully as a program we handle those. And I think this group, we talk about it a lot. I think they will handle it. Whether the storms come early, middle of the season, or late, you got to be able to fight through those.